as we discuss the situation.
Like tragedy at feast, is it worth the risk? The answer is a resounding no. Scooping fuel from an overturned petrol tanker, disaster strikes. Ignorance or hardship cannot justify pulling your own, secure the area and prevent a potential explosion. It is better to stay alive, be alive, and live well.
This message is from mainland.
Situation Room live on Milan 98.3 FM. It's been a cold Tuesday in the city of Lagos. A bit chilly, and just getting on Saturday longer nights that we have now. You just know that you close your eyes and then you open it and then it's daybreak. Maybe we should extend weekends to Monday so that they are going to work for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We have a lot to talk about on the show today, but if you're joining us for the very first time, I say you're welcome. My name is Oᴏᴏᴡ. Around politics, around policies, the contracts that we both signed. Because me, I will fix the road. I would make sure that I make the environment as conducive to attract foreign employment for a lot of people. These were the promises, and of course, what did I promises? So the one we call campaign promises in this part of the situation in the country, or political ecosystem of contracts side. How difficult does it become when you get into political? Years ago, I just kept asking everyone that I've interviewed. Is 4 years to fix the rail from Badagry to Kano, from Jigawa. Government is a continuum. That means soldier go, soldier come, like they always say. Every politician globally should have is where governing. You have the XYZ or party ABC that gets into that is in your custody, does not belong of your political parties alone. The Commonwealth belongs to politicians today who prefer we have a one party 19 or thereabouts. We don't know how many would go into the 2027 election, but the most important thing is that there's any Labour Party beyond the Labour Party or Accord Party. So you have options to choose from, and that is the beauty of the democracy. And then he does the best he could do. He says, "Oh, I want the project that is already 70% complete working." Whether party A starts and party B completes, whoever takes or non-members of your political party. So, text. Maybe we can go back in the early 1990s. That's 1990. He said he was going to bring accountability to the pain with over 30 years ago. If President Bola Ahmed Tinubu chooses to run again ahead of the 2027 election, I'm sure there's still going to be conversation. Care will be affordable. These were the same things that in 1991, 1992, about 20 years. It's no longer been at night anymore. People barely even want to go to some. So we don't exactly have the public trust is broken. And I said, in the time of former president, enough in the middle class. So maybe you have a car, two, you could afford a decent apartment, take care of your family. Then we have the other people on the side of the ladder. But now, it not the middle class or the people that you assume are within the middle class. If you sit them down, pathetic. And that's the fact. People spend more on electricity in a year now than they spend on house rent in a year. Go around, go make your research. Rent an apartment, maybe a 2-bedroom apartment, you and your family now. You pay more, in quote, and your government to be living. I feel like here, is the senior of the things that is being pushed in the electoral reforms is that wanted to get a lawyer to help us dig into. And I stumbled on these 53,000 of them facilities work and reform pockets, or maybe or bailable or fair, and get back to this. Unfortunate. They run the case and then he get to talk. That's what the correction laws that would make inmates the 4 walls of the prison to campaign for this, and that's the fact. What is the level of the wealth the government also affect them? How do they take care of them? Innocent until the court convicts them. There could be some logical justification. The inmates also, but we can't. Hopefully, we'll be able to do that. I talk about individuals, especially people that had lost election at different times. It appears to me like we've forgotten that the biggest individuals. So let me break this down. And one of the arguments is that, oh, it was, he kept saying that, oh, it is not because they want the South to complete. Oh, there are a lot of Nigerians that, as Nigerians are poor, oh, Nigerians are suffering. Only that the call for Jonathan to come back and run in 2027, and the reason why they keep telling Jonathan to come as an incumbent president. He completed the 2 years of his own second term in office, and he game, you reach out to him to come back, and I keep asking. The system we have in Nigeria, even if the biggest saint in the world comes to preside in Nigeria, you most likely not get any in this country. But as long as we have 40, he comes back, he's still coming back to meet the same, Nigerians. It's strengthening his, fix this country, fix the judicial, bring Vladimir Putin, whoever you're bringing, come back. And I'm like, wait a minute. Is that he left? He's still coming back to asking for. Yes, vision should be made, for essential workers, and that's part of the things that we're pushing forward to vote. What happens to essential workers having early time with their voting? Can we just have all of the elections on the same day? Why do we need to shut them down because of local government election? Just call on the show, oh, we want electoral reforms. What exactly, let's let the president stop. He's a politician, and we had that conversation. And he says it's a case of who pays the, that means that's supposed to be void of any, that the president criminal case incomes. Ask that man you want to linesmen and choose the VAR of those people, because we should be specific in electoral laws. What changes do you want? Oh, the mode of transmission of result, matter, by the way. Why not? It could be looked into. Delivery of judgment, beautiful. Yes. Why can't we find a way to, party at the center to have a rethink of what they are doing? And rather than us to wait for 2031, maybe, and then there's a midterm election, and then the people express talking about electoral reforms, things that we want to see in the electoral laws. Oh, maybe the national chairman of NURTW is a big, why should we, monetize our election? Why should a presidential candidate be spending 100 million to pick up a nomination form? You can pause. I've been on different conversation with people, and then you come up with, electoral reforms. What do you want reformed in our electoral laws? So if I happen to be, maybe I have a town hall meeting, and I'm Mr. or Ambassador Musbao, what do you want to be reformed in the laws? Laws. I think that's what I want to have as a conversation on the show today. To look into the possibility of having him the chairman of INEC last week, Monday or so, when they met. So let's have this robust conversation today. Let's say it's a town hall meeting for reforms in electoral law. If you're tuning in for the first time, and you're wondering, what is 괶ᴜᴜ? 괶ᴜᴜ, I can't with all 600 0410. I'm Mr. Musbao.
괶ᴜᴜ, how are you?
I'm good.
You mentioned something today. Even though we have the best president in the world, so come on, people stole him. Sure, I mean, that's kind of the most should be part time, not full time senator.
I'm jotting it down.
Been do a bit that we voted.
You want part time legislative, system do your work. Wow, interesting, Pastor Ambrose.
When you talk about electoral reforms, I've said it several times. To me, it's just an extension of the presidency. We have somebody that will be the INEC chairman, and then the electoral officers, or what do you call them, commissioners. Then the constitution itself, all of these people, why is it not through electoral process? The chief justice of the presidency to determine what the chief justice, the three funds come from the executive. Why is there no and then make them totally not a rocket science? But you says beneficiary of this democracy. Please, because if officer ambition, the governors and all of them, if we want to please the electings by elective. And let us also make sure that at the end of the day, discourse. That's the solution to me. God bless you.
INEC should be elected amongst selected professors that are maybe returning officers over elections. Maybe feels like reformed in electoral laws in specifics.
When is the arm of government that is the final servant. to be sentenced, they cannot be voted for, and what anybody have to.
Thank you very much. I clearly understand, but right now,
I think it's ended. Even though we Nigerians, and the on the other hand from the office, because
a lot of people always take advantage, even when the system is supposed to be at the premium level. Some people would have a pleasure to have you join us on the show today.
God bless you. About the electoral reforms, probably it should be the president. Their case should be speedily done. You understand where the late Shehu Shagari of NPA, the case that is 12 to 10 case by late Richard Akinji. They remember that. So there's no rocket science about to deliver on that. Now when Paragel, was and is still operating institution, judiciary, the legislature, EFCC, ISOF is to come to Nigeria or Mohammed or so that we need very strong institutions. And last as you always say, in as much as they are alive. But as you also said, that many of them are educated when even in prison, like the now that they should vote. So let us think very well about it.
Caller via WhatsApp. Hello, good evening. Where are you calling from?
My name is Robert. Though I joined you shortly, but I heard Mr. Ambrose spoke. The reform that we are talking about.
Initially, we're supposed to have a lawyer join us. Sometimes we don't exactly state what part of the chairman of INEC in terms of
point. I would say that election for this politician, I think voting is what we want in this country. As I am sitting there in my house calling you at Apapa, I will go to Badagry.
Days.
So that we don't need all this, no, there should be no